Hello and welcome to episode 139 of the Daily Sales Message, where every single day I share actionable practical advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff. My name is James Newell. I teach people how to sell. If you've never come across me before, and I've basically turned sales and selling into paint by numbers. There's over 500 different parts of my methodology, and I collate and curate those things together to achieve the various different things we want to do. I believe selling is just a learnable skill like any other, but nobody that I found, DM me and tell me otherwise, nobody I found has actually itemized pretty much every single potential situation and how to resolve it. And that's what I do. In this episode of the Daily Sales Message, I want to talk about something that I suggest you talk about with every buyer that you come across. Every one of them. And if you don't talk about it, it's a problem. And I know you're probably not talking about it. God, I have to be cryptic, don't I? Just to get that listening and watch time up. It's crazy, isn't it? What am I talking about? It's talking about the price. Talking about the price. You need to, just gather my thoughts there, you need to verbalize the price. That is my stance on the price. You need to verbalize it. You need to tell me either precisely or ballparkly, if that's a word, what something's going to cost as soon as possible. Not before you tell me what I'm going to get. We need to talk about the value you're going to deliver first of all. But you need to get the price on the table as soon as is reasonably possible, because you need to work out if the buyer can actually afford to buy from you. And the importance of verbalizing it is you're there to justify, defend, or discuss the price rather than, and I know you've done this because I've done this too, hiding behind emails and I'll send you a proposal, I'll send you an email. God, let's not actually speak the price. That'd be scary, wouldn't it? I'll just hide behind an email, no problem. And the trouble with that is, if you don't verbalize the price, you know as well as I do that when somebody doesn't verbalize the price to you and you get an email from them, scroll to the bottom right, look at the quote they've given you, go, whoa, that's expensive, that's cheap, whatever. But you make your decision out of context and that person isn't there. So if you do decide that it's expensive or whatever, you're never going to speak to them ever again, are you? This is where a lot of ghosting comes from. So the moral of the story today is verbalize the price. Make sure you speak the words of the price. Don't email it to somebody. Actually say, that'll be £500, that'll be £5,000 or whatever. Verbalize it. There's a particular system, a particular way that I use, and I teach my clients and students to do that. I call it the value loop, to get around to talking about the price and commercializing a conversation without saying, so you're probably wondering what we charge, and things getting weird and the energy in the conversation changing. But you'll need to, if you don't have access to my stuff, of course, you'll need to work out your own system doing it. But it's really important that you verbalize the price, because if you don't, you're running a greater risk, a much greater risk of that person ghosting you and just never coming back to you. God, I feel like I'm telling you off today. Sorry about that. Tomorrow, in episode 140, keep having to check my notes, don't know why. Episode 140, I'm going to tell you how I sell to people. I'm going to actually tell you how I sell to people. And it's really weird because it gets a bit inception-y. Because when I talk to my potential clients and I'm selling to them, once we're at a certain point in the conversation, I tell them what I've done. And then they go, oh, that was interesting. And I felt that. Yeah, that was very good, very good. I'll tell you what that is tomorrow. It's not rocket science. You definitely want to tune in to find out what it is, of course. You see, it works. Works very well for me. It's not rocket science, but it does work. But you have to trust it. You've got to have confidence that it will work. But I'll talk to you about that in tomorrow's episode. Thank you, as always, for listening or watching to the end. I'll see you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.